Okay, Panther artists, we are ready to add some paint and crayon to color our shotgun houses. So for this part of the project, you need a box of crayons, the watercolor paint that you made from your markers, if you have it. If not, then you can just color yours. Water and a paintbrush, and some paper towel in case you make a little spill or if you drip the watercolor paint. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is decide what we want to be in crayon and what we want to paint with watercolor. I know that I don't have a lot of colors here and I want my house to be very nice and bright. So I am gonna use yellow for all of the trim on my house, for the stairs, the shutters around this top part of the roof, and the area around my door. And I'm gonna use, let's see, this nice green for my fence. And I'm also going to use a darker green for the bottom part of the house and the inside part of this, of the roof. The rest of it, I am probably going to paint. I'm gonna do orange and the sun. So let me get orange crayon out. And I already have the yellow there that I'll do other parts of the sun. Okay, I'm gonna color this. And when I color it, I'm going to make sure that I'm coloring nice and heavy because we're gonna use kind of a watercolor resist, just like we've done before in class with this. So I wanna make sure that if I accidentally get any watercolor on my crayon, that the crayon is heavy enough to resist it, and it makes that really cool look like we painted the whole thing. So I'm gonna turn the time lapse on so this goes a little bit faster and you can watch me color the parts that I'm gonna color. So I have used the crayon where I want to put it on my shotgun house. I actually did a couple of things that I forgot to mention I was going to do before I put the time lapse on. I broke up the sky by doing orange rays of the sun coming out really big because I think it's going to look really cool when we paint over it with the watercolor, blue watercolor. And I also put a little bit of crayon on the windows to make it look like a little bit of a reflection. So that also reminds me that those are windows and I don't want to paint them. What I do want to paint is the whole sky blue, and I'm going to paint the body of the house green, and this part of the house I think orange, and then I'm going to paint down here probably a little bit of the blue as well, or I might use green too. I haven't decided yet. To be honest, I think actually I'm just going to do it like this with the black crayon, and then I'll paint blue on top of it. That'll look cool. All right, so I'm gonna get started first painting the sky. I wanna make sure that my brush doesn't have any color on it. And then you might wanna have a little, especially if you had a colored ice cube tray to make your watercolor paint in, it's very hard to tell what color is which. I know this is blue because I just did it a second ago, but I'm gonna test it out just to make sure. Yep, that's my blue. So you're gonna stir it up because the ink from the markers kind of goes to the bottom, so you wanna stir it up so that it's mixed up with the water. And then paint over everything in your sky. You can paint right on top of the crayon because it resists, the wax on the crayon resists the watercolor. So even if you get it, oh, I got a little bit on my house, no big deal, because it's not going to stick to the paper because the wax is there. So if you get it on your sun, it's not a big deal. And you can just keep painting until the whole thing is covered. I am going to put the time lapse on. I'm gonna do the same thing with all the other colors that I use. make sure that the brush is cleaned off first before I switch colors, and make sure that I test it out first so that I know that I've got the right color. And I'm gonna finish my painting and then we'll see what it looks like.